Hi, I'm Emma Wilson, and honestly, life was pretty perfect until my 8th month of pregnancy. I'm the marketing executive who used to think she had it all: great career, loving husband, and a baby on the way. Funny how things can change so fast. Look at you glowing. How's my favorite marketing genius handling the pregnancy? Hey, Sarah. Just trying to balance spreadsheets and swollen ankles. I laughed, waddling into the break room at Morrison Partners, where my husband James worked as a corporate lawyer. Speaking of balance, your hubby's been pulling some crazy hours lately. Saw the light on in his office at 11 p.m. last Tuesday? Something in Sarah's tone made me pause. As HR manager, she noticed everything. James mentioned a big case, though he's been pretty vague about the details. Girl, you know I love you both, but something feels off. The new legal assistant, Melissa, has been working late too. I brushed it off initially. James had been different lately. Missing doctor's appointments, coming home late smelling like expensive perfume. Definitely not mine. Always on his phone. Hey babe, who's Mel? She keeps texting about urgent meetings. Just the new assistant. Big case stuff. Don't stress yourself. It's not good for the baby. Classic deflection. He'd been doing that a lot. Emma, honey, have you picked a theme for the baby shower? My mother-in-law Rebecca called one evening. Actually, Sarah's helping me plan it. We're thinking... A text popped up on James's phone on the coffee table. Miss you already. Last night was amazing. Can't wait for our meeting tomorrow. Mel? Emma? Are you still there? My hand trembled as I replied to Rebecca. Sorry, just feeling a little dizzy, pregnancy stuff. Want me to send James home early? He mentioned working late again. No, Rebecca. Actually, could you help me with something? I need to plan a very special surprise for the baby shower. I hung up and stared at the text again. 8 months pregnant, and here I was, planning something entirely different than a baby shower. Sarah was right. Something was definitely off at the law firm, and I was going to find out exactly what. The next day at work, I noticed Melissa fixing her lipstick, the exact shade I'd been smelling on James's shirts. Hey, Emma, everything set for the shower? Sarah caught me staring. Oh, yes, it's going to be quite the revelation. I forced a smile, my hand protectively over my belly. By the way, does HR keep records of after-hours access cards? Sure do. Why? Just planning some party logistics? Little did they know this baby shower was going to expose more than just the baby's gender. Our living room was packed with guests, pink and blue balloons everywhere. I sat in the decorated chair, pretending everything was fine when Melissa walked in uninvited. Oh my God, who invited you? James told me about it. Said I just had to come see your beautiful home. The nerve of this woman, wearing my husband's gift around her neck. Sarah caught it too, nearly spitting out her punch. Beautiful necklace, Melissa. That looks exactly like the one from Morrison's jewelry that James was looking at last week. Oh, yeah, he said it would match I bought it myself. Sarah slipped me her phone under the gift table. Security logs from the office. They've been leaving together at midnight, 3 times a week. My mother-in-law Rebecca overheard everything, her face turning red. Emma, honey, I saw them yesterday, at the country club. Working late again, was he? They were at the bar. He had his hands. I'm so sorry, sweetheart. I should have told you sooner. I pulled up my banking app, showing them both. Look what your darling son's been doing. $50,000? Where's all that money going? To a Love Nest account, apparently. The idiot used his work email for the transfer confirmations. Sarah grabbed my hand. That's a major ethics violation. David Rodriguez would have a field day with this. My phone buzzed. Another bank alert. James trying to clean out our savings from somewhere across town. Too late, honey. Already froze the accounts. What are you going to do? Rebecca asked, clutching her pearls. I pulled up David's contact. Going straight to the top. Mr. Rodriguez should know what his star lawyer's really been up to. You're not going to... Sarah started. Create a detailed report of ethics violations, financial misconduct, and inappropriate relationship with a subordinate. Watch me. I typed out the message. Mr. Rodriguez, we need to discuss James Wilson's recent conduct. It's urgent. His reply was immediate. Tomorrow, 9 a.m., my office, bring documentation. Oh, I've got documentation, I said, rubbing my belly as another kick came. 8 months of it. Rebecca hugged me tight. I'm on your side, dear. He's not the son I raised. Don't worry, by the time I'm done, he won't be a lawyer either. Walking into David Rodriguez's office, I set down the evidence folder on his desk. David looked at James sternly. The Harrison merger files are missing data, David announced. Care to explain, James? James straightened his tie nervously. Those files are secured in my office. I couldn't help but smirk. Funny because copies were found in Melissa's apartment. Sarah strode in, dropping another folder. 6 harassment complaints this month, she stated firmly. This is a setup. James turned to me. Emma, what are you doing? I nodded to Rebecca, who entered with her own documentation. Tell them what you found, Rebecca. The Cayman account, Rebecca said quietly. Using your father's banking connections, James? David leaned forward at his desk. That's extremely serious. You've got nothing, James shouted. I crossed my arms. Your father's bank manager disagreed. Later at the partners' dinner, I watched James down his 4th scotch while I approached Melissa. Tell everyone about your special project with James. Melissa paled. I don't know what... The 5-star hotel receipts were interesting, I continued. James jumped up, knocking over his glass. You searched my office? Rebecca stood firm. I found everything, including the passport application. Given these revelations, David addressed the room. James pointed at me wildly. She's just a bitter pregnant woman! I touched my belly protectively. Careful, lots of witnesses here. You'll never see a penny, James screamed. The bank's already investigating the hidden money, I replied calmly. James flipped the entire table, glasses shattering. I'll destroy you! I gestured at the security cameras. Keep threatening me! When James lunged forward, security grabbed him. Sarah held up her phone. Got it all on video. Get him out, David ordered. James, you're suspended. As security dragged him away, Rebecca hugged me. Need a divorce lawyer? I patted her hand. Already hired one. David approached us. Ethics board meeting tomorrow. After my 2 o'clock appointment, I confirmed. This baby and I have quite a story to tell. The disbarment hearing room fell silent as Melissa approached the stand. Yes, James Wilson had multiple affairs with staff members. I wasn't the first. How many others? The board chairman asked. 3 other assistants. He promised each of us promotions. I sat there, 9 months pregnant now, watching James sink lower in his chair. And the client files? The chairman continued. He used confidential information to make private investments, said no one would find out. David stood up next. The firm's internal investigation revealed systematic abuse of position and resources. James jumped up. This is a conspiracy! Emma set this up! The chairman banged his gavel. Control your client, counselor. You ruined my life! James lunged toward me. 2 security guards grabbed him as I pulled out my phone. And that makes threat number 8. The court grants the permanent restraining order, the judge announced an hour later. David approached me outside the courtroom. We're creating a maternity policy because of this. Paid leave, flexible hours. Thank you, but I won't be returning to work for a while. Take all the time you need. Your job will be waiting, with a promotion. At the custody hearing, Rebecca took the stand. My son neglected his pregnant wife, endangered their unborn child with his violent outbursts. Mom, how could you? James interrupted. No, how could you? I raised you better than this. The judge reviewed the evidence. Given the pattern of threatening behavior and financial misconduct, he forged my signature on loan documents too, I added. Full custody granted to the mother, supervised visitation only after anger management. James stormed out, nearly knocking over his new lawyer. 2 weeks later, in the delivery room, Sarah held my hand. You're the strongest person I know. Just glad she won't have to deal with his drama. Got the final notice today. James officially lost his license. Heard he's working as a paralegal in his dad's friend's small firm, Rebecca added. And Melissa? Transferred to the Seattle office, far away from any more drama. 6 months later, I walked into my corner office at Morrison Partners, now head of marketing. Emma, the new harassment prevention program you designed is being adopted by 5 other firms, David announced. I looked at my daughter's photo on my desk. Sometimes the best revenge is living well. Speaking of living well, James got denied at another law firm. Sarah popped in. His father's connections can't save him anymore, Rebecca added, picking up her granddaughter. This little angel is his biggest loss. No, his biggest loss was underestimating her mama, Sarah grinned. Their loss is our gain, David said. Ready to present to the board? I straightened my nameplate. Director of Marketing and Corporate Ethics. More than ready. Let's show them how it's done. Wow. What would you do if you discovered your spouse's affair through texts meant for their lover at your own baby shower? Would you confront them immediately in front of everyone? Or would you stay quiet and gather evidence for the perfect revenge like Emma did? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I'm really curious to hear what you'd do in this situation. Would you take the emotional route or the strategic one? If you enjoyed this story of calculated revenge, don't forget to hit like and subscribe for more dramatic true stories. Every like helps more people find these stories of justice served. Tell me in the comments, Team Immediate Confrontation or Team Silent Revenge? Also, tell me if Emma's revenge was too harsh or not harsh enough. A cheating husband, a baby on the way, and family money involved. Did she handle it right?